What's going on, guys? It's Tony, Urban Girl Scout Media, living the dream as always. And today, coming to you with part 2 of my, I guess it's going to be a 3-part series of Modern Horizon 2 rants, takes, things like that. Now, in part 1, you guys hopefully heard that. Just finished that. I'm going to get part 2 knocked out right now. I talked about really the financial aspect. The financial aspect of this set. I thought it was going to be all those topics in one video, but it turned out to be a little bit longer than I anticipated. So today, we're going to talk about the pseudo reserve list cards. Because, well, big YouTubers, small content creators, the article writers, the game players, they all have these opinions, and one of the ones that you're starting to hear a lot of is, oh, here we go, they're going to start printing cards that are functional reprints from the reserve list, and it's going to be the end of Magic, or it's going to be the next new age of Magic. Wobble, wobble, wobble. You know, and that's all great. But before we get to that, let me ask you guys something. If you're enjoying the content, why wouldn't you want to like, subscribe, share, comment on this here channel we call Urban Girl Scout Media? Is my content the best out there? I believe it's up there in the tier of greatness, but I know I have a ways to go. But those small things from you guys actually make a difference, and believe it or not, I do giveaways based on people just commenting. It doesn't even have to be related to the video. Make sure you watch out for those giveaways. So let's jump into it. I'm done begging for help. The reserve list. We all know about that nasty thing, right? We all know about the reserve list. It was this horrible, horrible thing that has ruined Magic for years, and it's held Magic back from being successful. And, you know, it's got all these cards on it like you see on the screen, and it's so unhealthy, right? Yeah, I got a different opinion, but we're not here today to talk about just the reserve list. We're here to talk about a couple cards in Modern Horizons 2 that are basically from the reserve list. And I'll give you my opinion on this whole thing after we're done looking at them. So let's start with the Big Mac Daddy, Garth One Eye. And if anyone who sees this happens to run across a alter art of Wayne and Garth from Wayne's World, I want to see it. Keep me posted. But Garth One-Eyed, I talked about him just a little bit. I did a couple of TikTok videos on it as well because I thought it was pretty cool. Shameless plug there to check out my TikTok. But we know what he can do, right? You tap him, 5 color, 5/5, nothing to sneeze at in my opinion. But then you have all this, you keep going, oh, wait. That's the one. That's the one right there. So you still have to pay the mana cost for these, but you assume, for all these ones, you assume, you know, you have at least the ability to produce 5 mana when you put them on. The Black Lotus. That's the card that everybody hears about, and it's, you know, it's the single greatest card in the history of Magic the Gathering, right? That's what people believe. I don't care either way what your thoughts are on it. You can see that it's an expensive-ass card. Okay? That's real money. You can see it's an expensive-ass card. Costs 0. That's that right there. You make a token copy of it for 0. That's pretty cool. Just the fact that they're able to take one of the single most popular and powerful cards in the game of Magic and put it into Modern, Legacy, and EDH, basically. I think that's pretty cool. Let's go to our next card. Gaia's Will. Now this is cool, right? You know, you got Suspend, so you can't cast it right away, but it's going to be a turn 4, turn 5, you know, turn 6. It's going to be in that range, earliest parts of the game. And then it says, until end of turn, you may play lands and cast spells from your graveyard. If a card would be put into your graveyard from anywhere this turn, exile that card instead. And I'm looking at this, I'm thinking I could do a lot of damage with that shit. I could really fuck up a game. Mono green or green in anything. But then we go to Yawgmoth's Will. And it costs 2 colors and a black. And it says, until end of turn, you may play cards in your graveyard. If a card would be put into your graveyard from graveyard this turn, remove that card from the game instead. Sorry. So that seems pretty similar to Gaia, doesn't it? I mean, they feel pretty similar. And these are two cards that have popular character names on them. Gaia's Will, Yawgmoth's Will. Well, that's interesting. All of a sudden, you look here and you're like, man, we're getting some reprints, basically. That's pretty cool. I mean, let me get to my opinion here, and I probably spoiled it. I think this is great for Magic. I do. And I actually think Garth One-Eye is going to be one of the cards that tanks the most post-release. I don't think it's going to hold. The more I've thought about it, the more I've looked at the other cards in the set, not everything can go up. There has to be some cards that go down after the release. Garth One-Eye, that's my pick. That's one of my picks, at least. So, overall, I think this is great for Magic. Few reasons why. First, it's going to give players from really any point in Magic's history the opportunity to play some of these cards. And there's more examples, but I wanted to focus on the two most obvious from Modern Horizons 2. There are other content creators that have made much better videos than I have, detailing all the cards that have had this happen, where they've done these or new reserve list cards. But I think it's good because, first off, I'm never going to own a Black Lotus. I mean, I have proxies of it from my purchases on the Wish app, but I'm never going to own a Black Lotus. Like, that's realistically speaking. Like, the odds are very low. I'm not going to say never, because you never know what's going to happen, but it's incredibly unlikely that I will ever own a physical copy of a Black Lotus. I actually own copies of all these other cards. So, even without the Black Lotus, I thought this was cool, but the Black Lotus puts it over the top. Same thing with Yawgmoth's Will. It's going to be... It's not likely that I go and get a copy of this card. Now, this is a Judge's promo. I think the regular one is over $100 easily, but normally it has the other printings. Interesting. I think just because it's a Judge's promo. But, you get the point. Gaia's Will, a little bit more in range from me as a player. Look at that price. That's not bad at all. I think it's going to give these players a chance to get into the games, get into that history of Magic. I think is really important for players to get into. And part of the history of Magic is just some really overpowered shit. Like, Braingeyser is a pretty good card back in the day. Shivan Dragon is a pretty good card even today. I don't care what anyone says. A dragon with flying and fireball. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. So, yeah, I mean, my opinion is this is good. I've told a lot of people the following things. First off, Garth One-Eyed, this is an amazing design space for Wizards to be in. I think that their ability to take one card and get this kind of value out of it, paying this much respect to each color, and if you think about it, they took a staple card from each color's history within Magic, and this is actually cards that, if I'm not mistaken, I didn't look, but I was just thinking about this, I think all of these were printed in Alpha and Beta, if I'm not mistaken. So that's pretty cool. I don't know, I should have done a little more research. I didn't expect to have this much time to go into this topic this seriously. Like I said, I thought I was going to mix all these topics together, but overall, like I said, this is fun times. And I want to know what you guys think. Do you think this is good or bad for Magic? If I was an EDH player well, I am an EDH player. If I was an EDH player that was playing competitively, I would be really excited because either I get a new option for these color of cards, or I get a second card to run in the deck that does whatever I need to do. Same with your other competitive formats, but I think EDH is the one that'll benefit the most from these. So tell me what you guys think. Thank you so much for your time today, and I will talk to you next time about Modern Horizons 2. We'll get part 3 of 3 done here now.